Hello everyone, how are you? I hope that you are doing your homework and just you are very interested in science. So let's start our fourth session. But I just forgot to say one general fact about the wool. Can you tell me that which country is the highest wool producing country in our world? This is just general information for you. Can you tell me? Like a general knowledge, I am asking because you should know that which country is the highest producer of wool. So Australia is the highest wool producing country in the world. So just remember that. So let's start our next animal fiber, that is silk. Okay. So silk is a natural protein fiber. So first we will start with introduction about the silk. Okay. And next we will start the process. So silk is a natural protein fiber and the silk is produced by several insects. Means we can use several insects, but generally only the silk of moth caterpillars has been used for textile manufacturing. Means here we are using silk of moth caterpillars, means what? We are using only silkworm. Okay. So the silk has a long history in India, means it is known as resham in eastern and north India, and India is the second largest producer of silk in the world after China. So we should feel proud that India is the second largest producer of silk in the world. Means about 97% of raw mulberry silk comes from six Indian states like Arunachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Jammu Kashmir, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, West Bengal. Okay, so in this state, we are just getting 97% of raw mulberry silk. So this is the general information about the silk. Understood? Now see, so silk is there. So silk fiber is known as a animal fiber, means it also a animal fiber. See, I have written here. Silk fibers are also animal fibers that we have learned. Next about the silk is that silk is a fine, strong, soft and shining fiber produced by silkworms in making their cocoons. So that we will learn afterwards in detail, but just remember that the silk, just ask your mother, ask your grandmother, ask your aunt that how much silk saris are expensive. Okay, why the silk saris are expensive? Because and very famous in ladies, means the women are there, they are just love the silk saris because the thread are very fine, strong and very shiny. Okay, so something, so that cocoon is there, that cocoon is actually something that covers or protects some insects while they are growing. Okay, just take a pencil or pen and just cover that pen with the thread if you have. So that thread, that outer covering to that pen is known as cocoon. So that insect, they just producing the cocoon outside, the covering is there, okay, and protecting itself. So silk is a naturally lustrous fiber. Naturally means what? We are not adding any chemical to just give the that shine to that silk. So silk is a naturally lustrous fiber. Silk does not conduct heat, so it is a good insulator and it keeps person warm in winter and cool in summer. So we can use the silk in any season like in winter and in summer. Okay, so as the silk is a good insulator, we can just use in winter and summer both. One another term that in the introduction of silk is a sericulture. You know about the sericulture? What do you mean by sericulture? Like we are rearing the sheep, correct? If you want to just means if you want production of wool, first we have to rear the sheep. Like if we want silk fiber, here also we have to rear the silkworm, correct? So that rearing of silkworm to obtain silk is called sericulture. So you have to just remember for definition. The important definition is there, that is sericulture. The process or the rearing of silkworm to obtain silk is called sericulture. Understood? So there are different kinds of silk. Okay, many silk yarn are there like Tasar silk, Muga silk, Kosa silk, Mulberry silk. So in that, mulberry silk is common example. Means mulberry silk we are just using in different ways. Mostly we are using mulberry silk. So that is all about the introduction of silk. Okay, I think you can write in your own words about the silk. Only introduction part. This is only introduction part, that silk is an animal fiber. It is a very strong and shiny fiber. Then it is a naturally lustrous fiber. It is a good insulator. Then there are many kinds of silk like tassel silk, muga silk, kosa silk, mulberry silk, and the most common is mulberry silk. Understood? And one term is there, that is sericulture. Means what? We are just rearing of silkworm. Means here also we are providing food, shelter and health care to that silkworm. Understood the introduction part? Yes. So next, start the next point, that life history of silk moth. So life history means what? See, the male silkworm is there, female silkworm is there. So as we know that female silkworm is just giving eggs. So these are adult silk moths are there. See the eggs on mulberry leaves. Okay, only on mulberry leaves the silkworms are living. See how the silkworm is there. See the cocoon, means inside this cocoon the insect is there, the silkworm is there. Silkworm is just uh, covered itself. Okay, so that is cocoon, and see the cocoon with developing moth. So this is the life history of moth. One by one we will just learn. See the life cycle of silk moth is there. The adult moth, that is a female silkworm, is there. That female silkworm just lays the eggs on these mulberry leaves. See the eggs. Then that eggs just produce the larva. Then there is a cocoon production, that the caterpillar is there that changes into pupa inside the cocoon. Again that gives adult moth. So that is the life cycle of silk moth. Okay, so one by one we will learn that. The first we will learn about the eggs. So an egg is the first stage of the life cycle of silkworm. The egg is laid by a female moth which is mostly the size of small dots. So we can see here a female moth lays more than 350 eggs at a time. In the springtime, the eggs hatch due to the warmth in the air, and this procedure happens once in every year. Means that eggs hatching is there, that happen only once in a every year. And if you just observe that the eggs are there, that are very small dot, means they are very small in size. Understood about the eggs? Yes, the first stage in the life cycle of silkworm. Next, the silkworm is there. You can just see that this. Okay, so a hairy silkworm arises after the eggs crack, means the hatching of that egg. So in this stage of silkworm, the growth happens, means whatever the growth of the silkworm is there, that happen in stage 2. They feed on mulberry leaves and consume a large amount of these leaves for around 30 days, that before going to the next stage. Means whatever the caterpillar is there or the silkworm is there, they just, what is the food of that silkworm? Yes, the mulberry leaves are the food of this silkworm. Means that silkworm is just eating the mulberry leaves for at least 30 days before going to the next stage. Okay, that is the larva, that stage 2. Next stage is that cocoon that I have shown here. So in this stage, that silkworm is there, spine a protective covering around itself, and that is known as cocoon. So it is the size of a small cotton ball and it is made up of a single thread of silk. Have you understand what I am saying? Cocoon means what? See, the silkworm is there here. In this stage, the silkworm just produces something and protect itself. The outer covering is there. That is known as cocoon. Understood? Yes. Next stage is there that all means I have not mentioned here because I am not getting that image. So I will explain here only. So cocoon, after actually 5 stages are there, means the eggs, then larva, that is silkworm, cocoon, and then pupa, one step is there. So that I have not mentioned here. So pupa stage is a 4th stage, which is a motionless stage. And in this stage, people kill the pupa by plunging the cocoon into boiling water and unwind the silk thread. Very crucial thing we are doing here. We are actually killing that silkworms. We are just boiling that cocoon and then unwind the silk thread. Means after killing the animals, we are getting the expensive silk. Understood? Yes. So in this stage, in 4th stage, if the cocoon is there, so that cocoon we are just boiling in water and then removing the silk thread. And in stage 5, if the people are not boiling that cocoon in water, so that pupa just changes into an adult moth. That is a female moth which lays again eggs after mating, and thus the life cycle of silkworm begins again. Means the cycle is just going again and again, again and again. Whatever the cocoon we just boiling in water, we will get silk thread. And if the cocoon that the pupa is there that present inside the cocoon, when convert into adult moth, and again the process just started. Understood? The life history of silk moth, how we are just getting the silk and how the life cycle is going on. Understood? If you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay. So I hope that you have understand. So for your convenience, I have just written some notes. So see that when the eggs of the silk moth hatch, larvae are produced called caterpillar and silkworm. Means this, just adding means hatching the eggs, and from that silkworms are there. Next, the next stage of the caterpillar's life is called pupa, means after cocoon. So to enter into this stage, the caterpillar weaves a net that can hold it. So if you just observe that the caterpillar swings its head in the shape of 8, as it swings its head, fiber is secreted. That for covering, that caterpillar should secrete something. Okay, so they just swings its head